Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope you're having a good one. What's good, what's good, what's good? So I got bad news for you. Those of us that are holding Mantra just saw everything take a 90% dive. Why is that? Apparently there was crypto held by the team that was moved to exchanges. And the team is blaming the exchanges, and it seems like the community might be blaming the team. And I'm going to tell you the truth. I think that if the crypto did move, then the team is dumb as dirt. Why? Because if you were going to sell, even if you had a regularly scheduled release, you inform the public first that, hey, if you want to be transparent and stop something like this, hey, we have a regularly scheduled release. It's coming up. Here's the date, blah, blah, blah. If you're looking to make a profit off of your project, I don't blame you. Putting in all that work as a creator, I know what that's like. As a company owner, I know what that's like. But with something this big, you do not make major moves like that. Create a schedule on how you're going to sell, let the public know so that they are prepared. Transparency in crypto is key. So to move, if this is true, to move a hell of a lot of coin in one fell swoop, stupid. I can't even, it's almost as dumb as tariffs, right? Current tariffs. Speaking of, the 10-year is down 0.059, right? It's down to 4.434%, which is good because we need bond prices to come down. The futures looks like Dow futures is up by over 300. S&P futures is up by almost 60. NASDAQ futures is up almost by 240. Oil is also up about 0.89% or 55 cents. What's going on with tariffs? So we got word that there's supposed to be major exemptions for electronics, chip companies, things like that. So NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft, blah, 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 blah. Great. That's awesome. So Trump said that. Then on the heels of Trump saying that, mind you, previous to this, Howard Lutnick's like, oh yeah, no, this is the plan. This is what we're doing, blah, 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 boom, 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 boom. No change, no deviation. 90-day pause. Right? Then Trump says, hey, we're going to have a pullback on certain things, electronics, yada, yada, yada. Markets, everything starts to go crazy. Even the crypto market pops up. Bitcoin goes up to 85, a little bit over 85. People are happy. Howard Lutnick opens up his mouth and clearly not reading from the same page that his boss is reading from, and says, hey, don't get ahead of your skis on this. There's going to be some new stuff coming out in about a month or so. If we've learned nothing about, this repeat regime, a month or so means nothing. Are you trying to rein in and further manipulate the market? That's what it sounded like to me. It sounds like, you have this guy who is a billionaire, made a lot of money by hard work, by luck, whatever you want to call it, but the money is his. And he's not on the same page as his boss. And he's out there just dousing the flames on things. Why did we have a turnaround on a lot of the tariff speak? And mind you, things are really confusing right now. People do not know if there are tariffs, if there are not tariffs, no idea. We're gonna need further clarity. Trump comes out yesterday saying, hey, I'm gonna have something to say about, tariffs for, electronics, things like that, semiconductors, things like that next week. Again, this is the repeat of this regime. The first round, when they said week, 2 weeks, month, you didn't hear about it again. I'm looking to see that, or when I look across everything that's going on, I'm not seeing a plan. I am not seeing a plan. I'm seeing not even controlled chaos. They didn't do the modicum of work that would say, If we hit the world with tariffs, who's holding our debt? China holds a great deal of debt. Japan holds a great deal of American debt. And as soon as they did this, what happened? Japan started selling off. China started selling off our debt big time. So bonds shot up. Nobody did the math, is what I'm saying. So if you didn't do the math, you didn't plan. If you didn't plan, there is no plan. People can say, oh, well, the plan was chaos. No, the plan was for you to look over here while they do things over there. I want you to look at everything that's on the table right now. We've got all kinds of tariffs. There's a bit of confusion. The market's going to go up. And then we'll start talking about clarity around everything. People will start talking about the timeline of tariffs. And this is where we should be, right? Then you've got people like Ray Dalio saying, listen, pretty much a recession is locked in. He's worried about something more than a recession. Even Trump said, well, recession, but I hope it's not a depression. I hope. He's been causing market turmoil since he got in here, since he has taken office, and it's through his policies. I'm concerned because it affects my bags. It affects a lot of people's bags, including those that are retiring. It's a problem. There needs to be some kind of a plan. We're not seeing a plan. We're seeing your own people not know what's going on, getting out there in front of cameras, saying something which is opposed to what you're saying the next day, and then the day after that, they're back to saying something opposed to what you're saying. How is that a plan? I got a lot of hate speak, in comments and everything about you don't know what you're talking about, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, just look at the calendar. Look at how everything fell out. Look at how everything just plays out for everything right now. Right? This isn't hard. This isn't difficult. Just write it down yourself. Do your own research. What plan is there? Tariff, no tariff. Everybody gets a tariff. Nobody gets a tariff. Some people get a tariff. And then the bond markets get it. So you hit that FAFO moment where you found out. We're holding your debt. You're going to capitulate, period. He caught flack from that. He caught flack from major business. He doesn't know how to manage except from debt. Go back and do your research on what he said about debt. He loves debt. He loves debt. He's said it before. What kind of president stands up in front of the world and says, well, I hope it's not it could be a recession. I don't know that what I'm doing won't cause a recession, but I hope it's not a depression. Who says that? From day one, manipulating everything. Look at the avenues of manipulation. I drop the word tariff, market tanks. I come out with my coin. It goes up, it comes down, it goes up, it comes down. It doesn't matter if it goes up. Doesn't matter if it goes down when he first launched that coin. It's an avenue for people to give money somewhat anonymously. You'll see it from a wallet, but you don't know who owns that wallet. You don't know what country owns that wallet. There are many, many, many ways that coin can be used nefariously. I'm not saying it is, but I'm saying there are many ways. And there are a lot of people out there that are seeing it. The same way that there are many ways that you can use real estate to do that. Oh, don't you want to do something nice? Don't buy my real estate at the market value. Buy it at the market value plus a few million. Go do your research on that. I can name one, a Florida piece of property that went for an astounding amount of money, even for what it was. It was like tens of thousands more, tens of millions more than what it was worth. So yeah, I'm looking at everything else. I'm looking at everything all in one shot. If you want to say, hey, there is a plan, chaos is the plan, we got to rip the system out. Okay, cool. I understand that. You couldn't pick up the phone first and call some of these countries? I rattled off how you know, nobody's to blame for some of these things that regarding trade. We gave up our manufacturing jobs. That's why they're making the conversation all about bringing manufacturing jobs back, not saying that, oh yeah, it takes a few years to build out a plant. Oh yeah, and when they build out the plant, there's going to be a lot of robotics and and automation involved. Manufacturing might come back, but they're not talking about jobs. They use the word manufacturing as if you're supposed to think manufacturing jobs. So we're still in a state of turmoil. Make the money that you can make. Pay attention to volatility. Do 3 things for me. Good morning, Hutanic. Do your own research. Know your entries and exits. And absolutely invest deliberately. Absolutely invest deliberately. So before you go at anybody for having a different opinion than you about tariffs and the effect on the United States, do your own research. And don't go at them. Go at the topic. Say, I don't agree with your perspective because. Do that. The GMB community is a safe space. So the first second I see somebody going after somebody else, I'm going to react. I will absolutely react. Now, if you have a differing opinion, Hutanic's on right now, he and I have different opinions about a lot of stuff. Turns out that we probably don't have differing opinions. We're just not talking correctly so that the other understands what we're saying, right? We're coming with different facts and we're looking at those different facts as if we have a different perspective. That's another thing that happens. And that can also cause rancor. But do your own research before you open up your mouth. Come with facts before you open up your mouth. I do a lot of research. I am not perfect. I will be the first to admit I am not perfect. My kids will tell you I'm not perfect either. But you get the point. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. We aim to be. We'd like to be, but we're not. So if you've got additional information that can help me learn, I'm all for it. Thank you. That's what I'll say. Thank you. But that doesn't mean I have to agree with you. I can respect your point. I can respect your perspective. But if they're not based on facts, I will tell you so and show you how your facts don't play out. So if your idea is that the plan is chaos, I will tell you incorrect. The plan is to make money. That's the plan. That's the plan. Who shorted the market when you first started talking about, tariffs? Every time you say the word tariff, drop. Who's making money? You can't tell me that nobody in that inner circle isn't making money. So when I look at those things, I kind of sit there and kind of go, a meme coin? Interesting. A meme coin where, nothing can be tracked. Wallets can be tracked. Transactions can be tracked. But who is doing those transactions? No. Not going to know. And for all those people that say, oh, yes, you can. Yeah, okay. Who created Bitcoin? Who created Bitcoin? I'll leave that at that. Crypto AI is still driven by enthusiasts. That's the survey that's out there. A recent survey shows that crypto AI adoption is led by early adopters and innovators, with mainstream users cautious and requiring proven utility for broader uptake. That's an interesting survey, and I understand what they're saying. What I think they're missing is the fact that there are a lot of companies that are doing a lot of things that they don't know about. There's a lot going on with AI or artificial intelligence and crypto. I already spoke about Mantra. That was the first thing I spoke about. So you missed it. What I said was that team is, if they did move that kind of crypto, they're dumb. They shouldn't have moved that kind of crypto without being transparent. Had they been transparent about what was coming, how it was going to happen, all that kind of stuff, have a regularly scheduled thing, or regularly scheduled release. Okay, cool. Transparent. people would still have respect. The community has a problem with that because they're not saying it. Nothing to be sorry about. I'm just doing a recap. So that's the problem. A lot of these people are not thinking. Transparency is key. Transparency is key when it comes to crypto. Or else you're immediately looked at as, oh, that right there is a rug pull. You know what I mean? Please delete that sorry. There's nothing for you to be sorry about. So looking at AI, I'm telling you, there are tons of companies out there that have projects going on, have proofs of concept going on. I would say that they still need help in developing things. There needs to be a hell of a lot of governance around it. Thank you for that, Hutanik. So that's why I'm saying, yeah, that the report is somewhat true at a person level, but at a company level, you have a lot of big wigs, a lot of big companies out there that are doing things. Small and medium-sized companies, they'd probably like to do something and don't know how. If you're one of those companies, give me a call. My team does a lot with crypto, the whole Web3 crypto space and AI and automation. That's what we do. Now, you didn't have to delete the rest of it. My gosh. The other part is 4 U.S. economic indicators that we should be paying attention to. Consumer inflation expectations, retail sales, industrial production, and jobless claims will all influence the numbers this week. The numbers that we've been getting, not so great for somebody who wants Powell to cut. You know, want to know why Powell's not going to do anything? Tariff confusion. I'm not even going to call it tariff confusion. I'm going to call it tariff exhaustion. That's what I'll call it, tariff exhaustion. He doesn't know what's going on, so why am I going to move? You're wrecking the markets. If he does anything right now, it's a bullet that he doesn't have. Think about that. He has one less lever. One less lever. Yeah, uncertainty and doubt to Mad Max, definitely. So if I'm him, I'm going to do exactly what he's doing. I'm not touching anything right now. I'm going to chill. Nah, I'm not touching a thing. And it makes sense. He's going to lower rates, heat up the market, drive up inflation, cause more uncertainty, add to the chaos. He's like, nah, man. No. So I'm with him on that thought process. I hope he doesn't change the rates. I hope he sits there and waits. Because all of this manipulation that's going on using tariffs to do so, pay attention. Pay attention. The new regime capitulated, period. I don't care what anybody says. The new regime capitulated, and that's what happened. They caught that FO from the FAFO, that last chunk. That's what they caught. Nobody stopped to think about the numbers. Oh, this is what's going to happen if we do this. This is what's going to happen that's going to do that. Nobody paid attention. Nobody did the math. That means nobody thought. This is a decision tree analysis. I get it. It might not be that simple, but that's why you have these big wig jobs. You're supposed to be able to do this. Every economist out there, as soon as you came out with your tariff numbers, every single economist out there said, "Where are you getting these numbers from? These are made up." There was no equation to get you there. And then they had the backtrack on that. Oh, well, we looked at each country separately. No. The tuxedos weren't happy. You'll get the reference. $100 silver supports gold at 5,000 with a 50-to-1 ratio. We are at 100-to-1. Lots of room. Bonds are on fire. Thanks, Hutanik. This community pops up with news. That's the way it works. We're all trying to help each other grow our bags. So if you're like me, you're holding some mantra. I feel bad for you. I took a loss as well. You can't plan for something like that. But now, as a part of your risk framework, you can ask yourself, what happens if there's a major sell-off by the team? This is why I tell you guys, when you do your tokenomics, who's on the team and what is their track record? There's always an opportunity to get burned. There's always an opportunity to make money. Right now, we're learning the burn part. But stick to doing your own research, knowing your entries and exits, and absolutely investing deliberately. And by the way, for those people that are not big baggers, you missed an epic, I would say epic meeting yesterday. Epic. Over 2 hours of the team getting together and speaking, sharing thoughts, opinions, ideas, taking deep dives into subjects like on-ramping, the current tariffs, all that. Chicano, what's going on, man? So there's a lot. There's a lot going on. Binance execs are lobbying with U.S. Treasury to go over, the oversight or easing that oversight on Binance.us. They want to seek reduced AML or anti-money laundering monitorship. They're following talks to list World Liberty Financial's stablecoin. Yeah, it's like, I'm just saying, there's a lot to pay attention to. Yo, good morning, Ryan Kimber. How are you? All of you, don't forget to invest in yourself today. Do not forget to invest in yourself today. What else is going on? Malware surge hits crypto wallets via open source repos. Cyber attacks on Atomic and Exodus wallet users through compromised NPM and SourceForge packages have escalated, causing over $1.5 billion in losses in first quarter 2025. Attackers use clipboard hijackers and stealthy persistence. Yeah. Be careful. Be very careful about what you're doing and how you're doing it. You are most welcome. Ryan, you're most welcome. What else is there? Bitcoin life insurance. Oh, this is big. Bitcoin life insurance startup raises $40 million, hits a $190 million valuation. Meanwhile, a BTC-dominated life insurance firm raised $40 million with investors like Zappo and Wences Casares offering BTC-based policies to hedge against inflation and boost capital efficiency. Basically, it's an insurance company that pays out in Bitcoin. There are some wild things going on. Some wild things. And I'm going to tell you I'm all for it. The financial industry is changing. And here's what's even better that I think about all the time. The financial industry isn't just changing. The financial industry is seeking change. You understand what I'm saying? The financial industry, for the first time in a long time, has something that it wants. There's something out there that it wants. And it's going after it. They want crypto. They want AI. Right now, there is no better time. There's no better time. So when the dot-com boom happened, I'm an old guy. You can see the white hairs. When the dot-com boom happened, there was a massive amount of money that was made. There was also a massive amount of money that was lost to the people that made the money. Anyway, this one could be bigger than that. You're looking at so many things coming together to create that perfect positive storm. AI, crypto. Perfect positive storm. What else is in the mix? Oh, yeah, the financial industry actually seeking to adopt. The financial industry does not move this quickly to adopt change. But we're seeing it right now in real time. The financial industry, from small to mega sized, they're all seeking that change. They saw it coming and said, ooh, like AI was something that they saw. They've been using AI for a long time. It's something that they saw, right? Then you had a massive development in automation. And now you've got this massive development in crypto. They saw crypto coming. People think that adoption in the financial industry of crypto right now is new. It's not. When Ripple first came out, before they had the legal problems, this is kind of what brought it on. The financial industry was all over XRP. All over XRP. When I first got into this space, I was making money. XRP, XLM, Ethereum, Bitcoin, I was racking. I was racking and stacking. And then the lawsuit. Then the SEC said, because they didn't understand the ramifications of something like crypto and what it would do to the financial markets. And not necessarily what it would do to financial markets, but what it would do to the dollar. Fast forward to today, and you're starting to realize, whoa, major changes. Major changes. Hutanik says the financial system left port with an unknown destination. I don't know. I don't think so. I think there's a known destination. And I think they're trying to realize that, hey, there's still a space for the traditional financial industry in this new Web3 world. Getting involved in DeFi, getting involved with crypto, custodial services, a whole bunch of stuff that they're trying to get involved in. One of the biggest things that you're going to have to pay attention to is fiat around the world is failing. Fiat is failing. A lot of people, a lot of countries, a lot of companies are moving to crypto. It's happening around the world right in front of our faces. And that's what we should be paying attention to. Do your research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. Don't know what that means? Go buy the book, the GMB 3, The Art of Research, Timing, and Deliberate Wealth. Want to know more about crypto? Go buy Crypto Foundations for Building Multi-Generational Wealth. Both of those books together are made to be guides, things that you can reference as you want to move forward. Learn how to do your own research. That book, the GMB 3, acts as a guide how you can apply it to different ways. But the foundation is doing your own research. That's the foundation of it all. You have to do it in that order. Do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. Just saying. Just saying. One more thing. There was a destination. Weather moved in. Alternate plans, most likely in motion. Alternate plans. I wouldn't use the term alternate plans. There was no plan. There was no plan. Unless, here's how you could say there was a plan for chaos. Oh, well, the plan was chaos. Yeah, you want to know what the problem is with chaos? Once it's unleashed, it cannot be controlled. So you did not plan. Throughout history, chaos happens. There is no such thing as controlled chaos. Controlled chaos is a plan. Just saying. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmanbag.tv. Hope you like what I'm doing. If you do me a favor, smash the likes, tell your friends about this community. Let's continue growing, continue sharing, continue learning, and continue to be happy with our bags as we manage them and manage their growth. Everybody, thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. And as always, thank you for your trust. Have a great day. See you tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Crypto Overflow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.